When I dropped the Boruto chapter 55 spoiler video, the most reoccurring comment within the comment section was that I said Naruto has, lost his power, and people are saying how this is not true. But I beg to differ, because I personally think that Naruto has really lost the power to basically decide battles, or how a battle ends, kind of thing. And that is literally the power that matters, not what he currently has. All right, the only thing that he really still has that matters is his six paths mode. That is basically it. And I don't think people actually understand the scale of power that Naruto has lost compared to Sasuke. So I'm gonna put it into perspective for you. All right, so let's give him this. Naruto has Sage mode still, and not only does he have Sage mode, he has six paths Sage mode. I think that is the only weapon in his arsenal that still helps him decide battles. But at the same time, that's literally the only thing that he has that can even compete with Sasuke or even compete with these Osatsukis. Except from that, let's talk about his losses. All right, so he no longer has a mass amount of chakra. Reason why is obviously because he lost Kurama. Right now, people are saying that he's still connected to the tail beast, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about this. Obviously, he has lost a massive amount of chakra. What that basically means is Naruto can no longer blow up continents like they are nothing. He really can't do that anymore because he no longer has a tail beast in order to facilitate that action. All right, Naruto could literally power an entire nation with his chakra because he had that much chakra, and this was just Kurama's chakra, by the way. He can't do that anymore. People say, well, he still has his Uzumaki chakra reserves. Yes, he does, but Uzumaki chakra reserves, the last time I checked, cannot power an entire nation. It cannot power an entire armada full of, ninjas from other nations. It can't do that. He can't do that anymore. He's lost that ability to do that. I remember Kakashi once said that Naruto has 4 times his chakra reserve because of his Uzumaki heritage. That's just 4 times. You're not going to power an entire army with that level of chakra, let alone save an entire village with that shit. So yeah, that's a huge dip in Naruto's power. Alright, now people are saying that he still has all the other tail beasts. I beg to differ, because remember this, the reason why he was connected to the tail beast, right, in his inner world thingy, is because of Kurama. Remember, he is no longer Jinchuriki. If he's no longer Jinchuriki, then he definitely should lose all his connection to all the tail beasts because he's no longer Jinchuriki. I personally think that Naruto has lost his connection to all the tail beasts, because remember this, Kurama said in the chapter, you are no longer a Jinchuriki. And that is factual, because that's what he said. He said, you are no longer Jinchuriki. That means he no longer has chakra of any of the other tail beasts. And it actually makes a lot of sense if you look at the information that we've been given. So Hagoromo basically said that Naruto will act as a communication point. He didn't say you'll be the host of all the tail beasts. He said you'll act as a communication point for all the tail beasts. So if they want to speak to each other, or they want to send you chakra through Wi-Fi or some shit, which is basically known as Ninshu, then they can do that. In fact, in one of the episodes when Naruto requested for all the tail beasts to meet up and speak with him when Urashiki was still running around harassing Shukaku, a lot of the tail beasts refused to even turn up in the first place. So yeah, in order for him to even get chakra from the tail beasts, he has to ask for permission, and they must be willing to give chakra to him. In fact, a lot of those tail beasts didn't turn up because they didn't want to meddle with human affairs. So even if he did have a connection with the tail beasts, that doesn't mean he is necessarily going to get any chakra from them. So yeah, Kurama basically said you are no longer Jinchuriki. That basically means he no longer has access to that inner world or the connection to all the Biju, because that is literally the power that he got as a Jinchuriki, the ability to speak to other tail beasts. So he doesn't have one in order to even use that to communicate with them. He no longer has that healing factor that he gets after a huge battle. So now he has to be extra careful when he fights, because he's not going to recover as quickly. And remember, Naruto sucks at Genjutsu, right? And he was granted immunity to Genjutsu because he has a tail beast, and tail beast can basically wake him up. Naruto not only now probably most likely sucks with Genjutsu, now he no longer has a tail beast in order to stop him from being put into Genjutsu. So now Naruto is literally no contest against Sasuke, because Sasuke can literally put this guy in Genjutsu and he can't do anything about it. That's the scale of power that Naruto has lost. So yeah, Naruto has lost all the power that comes with Jinchuriki, and the healing factor and all these other things that I mentioned above. are also part of that. So yeah, another thing to realize is simply this. Remember all the, nature, chakra natures that Naruto had because of the tail beasts? Doesn't have that anymore. So yeah, the final nail on the coffin is this, right? When Naruto goes into Sage mode, it doesn't matter what Sage mode it is, right? According to the data books and according to the anime itself and the manga, Naruto is only able to generate a lot of Sage energy once he's standing still, unless he goes into his little Jinchuriki mode. Once he goes into that, then he's able to generate more chakra in general, and that is why he's able to move around and stay in Sage mode. That is why whenever he uses Sage mode, he literally goes into the cloak mode, like literally right at the same time. It's because of that. But now he no longer has that, so even if he does have 6-path Sage mode, he won't be able to generate the same level of chakra that he was able to. He's going to have to rely on the clone method again. Speaking about shadow clones, he can't even spam them as much as he was able to in the past anymore. So yeah, Naruto's going to have to find a better fighting style than using shadow clones all the time, and that's actually quite exciting because now we're going to see Naruto actually use his skills as a ninja instead of using the shadow clone technique 24/7. Boruto has adapted this fighting style, but if you actually look at Boruto's battles, he quickly runs out of chakra by spamming shadow clones because shadow clone is a taxing jutsu. So yeah, Naruto is going to quickly run out of chakra unless he uses his Sage mode. But then again, he's going to have to use the clone technique in order to be able to maintain that Sage mode. If that Sage mode worked exactly like regular Sage mode, regardless of whether it works as regular Sage mode or not, Naruto is just not going to be able to generate as much of Sage energy as he was able to when he was in his chakra mode. So in summary, he literally has 4 times the amount of chakra as a normal human being. He has the brute strength and ability of 6-path Sage mode, and yeah, he has his godly fighting abilities that he demonstrated when he was fighting Momoshiki alongside Sasuke. But that's basically it. That really puts into perspective how much power Naruto really has, because a lot of all the power that he has really lost is all borrowed power from somebody else, not his own power. And even the 6-path Sage mode is power that was, given to him. It's not something he actually worked for. So let's see how that will even compare to Sasuke, because right now, as he is, the 6-path Sage mode is literally what still puts him to scale up with Sasuke in general. I need you guys to remember this. The reason why peace exists in the Naruto universe is not only because the 4 nations decided to unite as one, but it is also because of Naruto and Sasuke's power. Remember, Konoha, Naruto, which represents Konoha, was the person who is trying to support this peace and to make sure it's maintained. Now, peace is not eternal, and in general, based on what we are seeing here, Naruto's peace is kind of enforced after the nations decided to unite together. Because think about this, right? Who is strong enough to oppose Naruto and Sasuke? Nobody in the entire world was strong enough in order to do that. So now that Naruto has lost the power that made him a god, literally all the opposing nations, or all these other people who had plans that were cancelled out because Naruto and Sasuke were too powerful to oppose, these people can now go forward and carry out their plan. In fact, if this does not encourage a lot of people out there to start or cause havoc, then that would not be good writing at all. And I think, to be honest with you, based on where the story is going, that this should be the end result of somebody losing power, somebody who is the protector and keeper of peace losing power. A lot of people will challenge that, and a lot of people will act out and do things they wouldn't have dared to do when this person was not in power. Now, don't get me wrong, Naruto is still powerful. He still has god powers, from the 6-path Sage mode, and Sasuke still has Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and Susanoo and so forth, but it's nowhere near the amount of power that they did have before this fight. So yeah, that by itself right there is good story right there that they can be writing, and I want to know what's going to happen. So I think that I probably missed something when I was talking about the amount of power that Naruto has lost. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments. What I will be doing is actually making a video talking about the comment section, going through the comment section and replying to a lot of what you guys are saying. So if you want to say something or give me a comment or let me know something that I missed, I want to know in the comment section down below. Just drop your comments and then I will read them. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. The next video that's going to come most likely is about discussing Sasuke and the power that he has lost and what that basically means for the ninja world and the entire story in general. So yeah, bye.